Yes, indeed. Hey, we live.
Yes, I know.
We are live. You ready?
Yep.
You sure? Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Tree from Bird in the
And,
Tree podcast.
and I am Bird from Bird in the Tree podcast.
Yes, indeed. And we about to have a little show for y'all. All right. So look, we got Bird. We got her family over there. Got a husband in the back. What's going on, big dog?
Nothing much, just chilling. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And we got her sister. Is that correct? All
Well,
right.
maybe.
Maybe. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Hey, we already got family issues already. and,
Just started.
and we got her husband in the back. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right. That's right. What's going on, man? What's your name?
Josh.
Josh. All right. We got Josh in the back. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, first of all, we want to apologize because I know it took forever. We was definitely on Black folks' time. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it took so long. But now we had some technical difficulties that we had to take care of. But we're here now, and we're ready to go. So, as you guys probably already know, we have been talking about relationship. This is going to be our relationship series. We do have episode 3 that's out right now, part 1, that kind of kicked off our relationship series. But we wanted to do a little live show so we can get some comments rolling in. We can see what you guys, have to say, what questions you may have. But we're going to go ahead and get things started. And since we have two couples here, it's going to make it a little interesting for us, all right? So first question that I got for you guys, my couples, are y'all happy?
Most days.
Hey, when
The
They
fun.
told me just to smile and nod.
just smiling now, right? My man said, Josh said, I don't want any problems whatsoever. So I get that. I get that. But now, more of a serious question though. Well, first of all, I got for my fellas. We'll go ahead and start with you, Josh. Hey, how did you guys meet?
So we met at a restaurant. It was my first day on the job, and Alicia was a trainer at the
Okay.
steakhouse that I had just got a job at. And it actually was Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know why they chose for me to start on Valentine's Day. But
Worst day. Worst day. If you work in a restaurant, you don't train on Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. You don't train. So it was not a great experience having him
uh,
and us meeting on that day.
I
yes,
got
so,
you.
as you can tell, she was a little upset.
Yeah, I see.
She kept introducing me as her boyfriend at the time. Again, the first day I ever met the girl, and that's how she made all her money that night.
Hey, fair enough. I mean, I get it. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's
I
right.
mean, it must have worked out, obviously.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So no, I get that. I get that. All right, cool. Eddie, my man,
What's going on?
how y'all meet, man?
Well,
Here goes all the lies.
Oh, look, here we go. Here we go. All right, here you go, Eddie. Tell the truth now.
it all started one rainy day.
So, Eddie, first of all, we only got like an hour. So,
Ah,
abbreviated version.
She was on the side of the road with a flat tire, and I came and swept her off.
hey, my man.
No, actually, little cousin Mighty Miles, the one that set it up, like for real, for real. It was pretty much like he was showing me pictures in his room because me and him were stationed together in Florida,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, she's cute." He was like, "You wanna holler at her?" I was like, "Sure."
Because he knew I was going to automatically talk to him. I don't know why he.
But you know what? That Gibson charm came in handy.
Okay.
Because when I talked to her, we talked on the phone. First time was like 2-3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day I was like, oh, she already said that she ain't, trying to have no relationship. So I went to the gym.
But to be specific, I told my cousin, listen, you need to let him know I'll be his pen pal, his phone a friend, but I do not want a relationship. And you need to make sure he understands that and that it's perfectly clear. That's it. I don't know if that message made it, but that's what I said specifically.
But
Mm-hmm.
when I came back from the gym,
Okay.
I looked at my phone, and guess who had a missed call? This guy with the two thumbs right here.
My man. Okay. Okay.
After that, we just started talking on the regular,
Uh-huh.
and it pretty much, happened from there. We just talked for hours and hours on a weekly basis
About
Okay.
nothing.
about nothing.
So, y- so,
That's what we usually talk about.
so y'all you was posted everywhere, just on the phone, like got the phone up to your ear, legs crossed, just laying
No.
back, just chilling, huh?
Falling asleep, nothing.
Hey, I think we all been there before. I know back in the day, yeah, I used to do stuff like that. I'd be laying all across the bed, on the floor, upside down, just talking and about nothing. But that's how I was back in the day. So no, I get it. That's cool. Now, how long have you guys been together? Like, how many years?
18 years.
18 years. Okay, you answered that real quick, man. That's good. Usually, the fellas don't know. We sitting there
Yeah, the
like,
last part.
Yeah.
Actually, if you would have asked her, she would have had to think about it.
Okay, I'll be honest with that part. Normally, I mess it up. I messed up the date we got married. I messed up how
wow.
long we've been married, how long we've been together. I'm normally the dude. I'm normally the dude. So I will give him credit on that.
Hey,
I normally mess that up.
that's surprising. Usually, I don't hear that. Usually, I hear it's always the guys. Like,
Hey, somebody gotta be a man. Oh. I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right. Nah, that's cool. Hey, Josh, you got anything to say, man?
Yeah. Why not?
Hey, Josh is just sitting back. He chilling, like, you know what? Hey, I'm ready to get off camera because I ain't trying to get in no trouble. I'm gonna just sit back and chill. Hey, no, man, I feel you, bro. No, it's all good. It's all good. Nah,
Yeah,
nah.
we've been married. We got married 5 years ago in December.
Okay.
We were engaged about 18 months. or
Okay.
so, and dated, depends on whose definition of dating you want to monitor.
Sounds like Valentine's Day.
That's facts. So
12 years?
Yeah.
So how did you? And I guess you know what I'm gonna do this. This gonna be for the ladies. So how did you guys know that? Okay, hey, this person is the one. This is the one that I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. When did you know?
So for me, so obviously I wasn't looking for a relationship at the time, but like talking to Eddie was like he was just a different person, right? Like he was just a different person in general than anybody else that I had ever talked to, and so it was kind of like a breath of fresh air, and it was kind of like, okay, I think this might be somebody that I can talk to. So like after kind of like talking to him and knowing like he was really respectable, I was like, okay. But I will tell you, when I knew that he was the one was when I was right. He had me and my dad in his car, and we were going somewhere. And I don't remember where it was, but my dad is really big on like chivalry, like the man, he's supposed to open the door, whatever.
Yep.
And so my husband did not open the door for me, and my dad told him to get in the back seat of his own car. He was like, "Hey man, since you didn't open her door, sit in the back seat." My husband got in the back seat of his own car and didn't say a word. Like he didn't. He was not disrespectful. He got in the back seat, and after that, I was like, okay, yeah, he keep because that takes a different type of person right there to do that.
Yeah,
So that to me, that was the moment where I was like, okay, I should probably keep him around.
I think I should keep him around. No, that makes sense. No, that's okay. Dang.
With
All
me,
right.
it was when she had my bank account number and my social security number. And I was like, you can't leave with that.
Hey, you done after that, bro. Once you got all that, it's a wrap.
But she was cool though. Like she always kept me on my toes though. Like, that was the main thing. Like she kept me squared away. Like whenever I wasn't doing something I was supposed to do,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, She's like, you need to do this or you need to do that. And I'm like, I don't think I need to do that. But then I end up like, dang it, like maybe I should have did it.
Nah,
And the fact that my mama and my grandma are favorite. And like my mama and my grandma, you know, is like a big part of my life because you know, I was raised by a whole bunch of women. So when my grandma and my mama like pretty much took her in the first day, like they knew her for years, I was like, yeah, that's it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that at all, man. That's good. That's very good, actually. Now, who were the parents in the relationship?
Wait, you gotta let Alicia and Josh answer the question.
No, I want to ask you real quick. No. Who were the parents in the relationship?
No, you gotta let them answer when they knew they were the ones.
Okay. My bad. Hey, so how did you guys know? Same question.
I think I realized I could deal with when I realized that he could deal with me and all of my nuances and extra people and all the people I talk to in my head.
If he could deal with me,
if he could deal with that, then he could stick around.
And I think for me it was, you know, I gave every excuse why I shouldn't, and then, you know, couldn't find a reason why I didn't want to spend time with her or talk to her or things like that. So that's how I knew.
Okay. Hey, all the fellas listening right now, y'all heard what my man Josh just said. All the reasons why he shouldn't, and he couldn't find a reason. Hey, Josh, I'm gonna be like you when I grew up, bro. I'm like you when I grew up. I'm gonna just sit back. Yep. I'm gonna just sit back. I ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just let I'm gonna just chill so I won't get in no trouble. Cause see, that's the thing. I talk too much now, so my fiance, she be going off on me, every now and then and whatnot. So same question for y'all. And now you know what? I'm not gonna ask that question. Never mind, cause I don't want y'all fighting on camera and stuff like that. And then we had to hurry.
I mean, well, it's me. He wear the shorts. I wear the pants.
That's okay.
Wear the pants in our relationship too.
Yeah.
Hey, my man, just hey. I feel you, Josh. I got you, bro. I got you, man. I got you.
Hey, Facebook said I'm -2% bossy, and everything on Facebook is true. So I have no idea what any of these people are talking about.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say something real quick. I see my mom done got up here on live, and mom, hey, look, we're gonna go ahead. Hey, I keep quiet. I don't say too much. I let Edna do most of the talking. I just sit back. I'm a very calm person. I don't say anything.
Okay, right.
So don't pay no attention to what my mom is saying on these comments. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get things rolling here. I do have a question. Since you guys have been together, so long, is it anything, and anybody can answer, is it anything that you would have changed? Where, especially at the very beginning, like, is it anything that you look back on, you was like, you know what, I wish I'd have did that a little bit different? Or are you guys content with everything that happened, obviously, or you wouldn't be at the point that you're at right now, if that makes sense?
I'm a big fan of kind of like destiny, right? Like everything happens for a reason. The timing, like it's kind of one of those things. Like if you go back and try to change one thing, like you just have no idea what the second and third order effects, would be. So, other than meeting him sooner, so I wouldn't have to go through all the other foolishness. I don't know, but I feel like the foolishness is kind of what made me appreciate what I had and what made me see something that wasn't foolish because I had dealt with foolishness. So I think because of that, I don't think I would take a chance to change anything, actually.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we obviously were raised the same way, so I think we think the same way.
We were not raised the same way. I got in
Yeah,
way
because
more
you got
trouble.
tortured and I didn't want any part of that. So I learned from watching that I didn't want any part of that.
Hey,
But
Tammy. Thanks, Tammy.
Thanks, Tammy. Hey, appreciate it, Tammy, and tell Denard I said what's up as well. But go ahead. I'm sorry, man, for cutting you off. I need to be more. I need to be more like Josh and just hush. My bad. So you go ahead.
but I think the same way. Things happen, mistakes happen, bad things happen, and they happen for a reason, and they bring you here. They help you communicate, help you love harder. So I think things happen for a reason.
Fair enough. Fellas, y'all got anything y'all want to say?
I don't want to change nothing because just like she said, if you change something, it's just like a butterfly effect. Something else will change, and every relationship has the good, the bad, the ugly. So I feel like everything that happened was supposed to happen, and if it didn't happen, then we wouldn't be where we are today. So, even though she's crazy, it's all good. I can tolerate it.
Okay.
And if I say anything else, then I'm gonna sound crazy right now. So. I don't change anything either. I kind of have the same beliefs, as everybody else in the room. Everything happens for a reason. So you can't look at one instance. And of course, there's many mistakes that I've made that I could go back and change. But I think maybe even some of those made Alicia draw closer to me because she was there to help or something like that. So.
That's fair enough. No, I have that same. I feel the same way. Everything happens for a reason. You learn from it. Keep moving forward. So, the good stuff here. Hey, what's y'all pet peeves? I know y'all have pet peeves of your significant other that just gets on your nerves. That they constantly do.
The thing is, she don't like nothing I do. She wants to say something about everything I do.
I was gonna try to be quiet. You can go first, Eddie.
Okay. So it's
long list.
Like right off the top of my head, like say for instance, like say for instance, we're on a trip going somewhere and it's raining. He always talks about me. Well, you can't drive in the rain. You're not good at driving in the rain.
Every time he's wrecked, it's been in the rain.
Yes.
Let's be clear.
Guess who's driving in the rain on these trips, though? Me.
You.
And then not only that, it's like she'd be like, I'm just getting sleepy. Can you drive? So I drive, and then all of a sudden she's like, no longer sleeping. Telling me where to go, how to go. If I'm going too fast, she's telling me I'm going too fast. If I'm going too slow, get out the left lane. So get fast. And she just tells me how to drive, and she's like that GPS.
We're not gonna talk about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another
so pet peeve. I would say he's a last minute person, and I do procrastinate, but like he is like no kidding a last minute. Like if for instance, the time our kids have to be at school is the same, right? It don't change. 1 year, I'm not kidding you. My kid in the first quarter, I don't even know how many days are in the first quarter, but like 1 year, my kids had 40 tardies in the first quarter. Like the first 9 weeks, they had. That means they were almost tardy every day. Like and we were only 2 minutes from the school, so it wasn't like he got held up in traffic or like no. He would just wait till the absolute last minute and I'm gonna bust you out. When it's time to go somewhere, he always has to use the bathroom. Every single time. We could have been in the house for 5 hours. 5 hours, and then we're getting ready to go somewhere, and he's like, "Oh, my stomach hurt." What? No, and it takes him 2 hours to use the bathroom. So we get maybe late.
Hey, my bad, Eddie. I look like I done opened up a whole can over there, bro. She going in right now.
It's nothing we ain't talked about for years and years and years. General conversation was.
But it's true. Those are two big things, like last minute. But having to use the bathroom at the last, like that's part of his like last minute, like like he didn't know all day that this was gonna happen.
Sometimes it just pop up though.
So I told him to wake up earlier.
And it still don't work.
Because he wait till last minute. We're back there.
You know what?
I get it.
My good son does it too.
Yeah.
So it's like it's in the blood.
It's in the blood. That's right. That's right, man. It makes sense. Hey, shout out to William Wiggins, man. Hey, my homeboy, my brother. Hey, bro, we appreciate you, man. As a matter of fact, he will be on the podcast soon. Just want to do that shout out. All right. So next, what you guys got? What's the pet peeves?
I honestly don't have any.
Josh is a good brother-in-law.
I can vouch for that.
I just, well, maybe it's not him. Maybe it's no. I don't think it's, he probably does do stuff that would annoy other people, but I don't
He also
care.
has to poop at the last minute.
He's faster than
Yeah, but he's fast.
But he's fast. That's true. I do have to give him that.
Yeah. So I just, now I can name all of the pet peeves he probably will have for me.
And no, hold on. Hey, Josh, what you got, man? What you got? What you got, Josh?
Probably the worst one I would think is when Alicia loses her shoes, or not loses them, but takes them off, and they just get dropped wherever she's at. A jacket, shirt, pants, socks, whatever. So from the
red light specialist,
room,
sound like.
no, not that kind.
Facebook after hours.
So I mean, if I'm walking from the door to the bed, I gotta hop and skip and jump over about 20 or 30 different garments just to get in the bed. So.
Well, I have to wear shoes in the house. I don't like my feet touching the floor.
Somebody help Josh.
Hey, my bad, Josh. Hey, bro, I just asked the question. That's it. Hey, it's all good. It's it is all good. All right. So a question that could really help out, obviously, everybody. What, especially, young people that's getting into a relationship, that, is thinking about getting into a relationship. It is cuffing season. I don't think it's over with yet. I think we still got time.
It ain't cold all the way yet. It's
that's what I'm saying. So I know some people recruiting right now. And all that good stuff.
Going on too.
Yeah, and
there is the virus that makes it a little difficult. I think.
Hey, that's
digital code. yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that virus is going on. So hey, make sure you test before you go. So
correct.
And it's not that bad. Just get tested. You know what I'm saying? You can do the rapid test or whatever, and then you'll be good to go. But my thing is, what is some advice that you would give, people starting out that's fresh into a relationship or thinking about taking it to that next step? What's some advice you guys have?
Go ahead.
I would say, being that me and Clea have been together for so long, like when, how you have those couples that'll say, oh, I want a man or a woman with this car, that car, all this money in the bank account. But at the end of the day, you got to be realistic. Yeah. And we grew together. Like, we done seen the good, the bad, the ugly, as far as like bank accounts and trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Yep. To pay bills and stuff like that. And like it's all about growing together. And I feel like when you grow together, then you can enjoy and reap the benefits of the struggle that y'all went through, and be more appreciative of it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I would say protect your peace. And so what I mean, about that is just, understanding your circle and the people around you, because everybody that's around you is not cheering for you. Mm-hmm. And so knowing that, people aren't cheering for you, there may be people who are, trying to do things intentionally to, get your spouse to, cheat or do things that's going to make somebody else mad or talk bad about your spouse or, make up rumors or whatever. So, I would say like protecting your peace is probably the best thing in having a good supportive circle, because that's only going to help no matter who it is. Because if you really know who your group of friends and have a trusted circle, then they're going to give you the truth about what they think about the person that you're dating anyway, and they're going to be the ones that also kind of pick you up and kind of help you sort through through things or whatever. And so to me, I think that's a big part, is just understanding your circle. So if you're a man and you're wanting to settle down, probably hanging out with your friends that's a little bit on the dog side, that's probably not a good idea. That's probably not going to be helpful for you or whatever. So protecting your peace, that's probably the best advice I can give.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing for us, I feel like we communicate very, very, very well. But I think outside of that, we always try to be the best for each other. So knowing what qualities that we don't like in each other, or what we don't like about ourselves, and so we always try to be better. I always want to be like him in his best qualities, and he's the same way. He wants to be like me in my best qualities. So I would definitely say learning about each other is so important. I mean, I think both of us, we were together for so long, dating for so long before we got married. So we knew a lot about each other and a lot about each other's friends, and our circles and our families and all of our nuances. So it's very good to know each other on a friend level, hanging out before it becomes that you get married. So you stay friends, you know how to communicate with each other.
I would say, to add to that, just again, emphasize learning each other and learning the nuances of being in a relationship. It's two-way street, so you got to give, you got to take, and just doing your best to be the best person in the relationship. And if both people are doing the same, then it's almost a competition of who can be the best for the relationship, and then everybody wins. So.
Look at these young people. Okay.
Man, that's what I'm talking. Hey, hold on for a second. Hey, hold on for a second. My boy, I'm looking in the chat right now. Hey, William Wiggins talking about cheat. He's saying that's the best piece of advice that he would give, is just cheat. Hey, what?
That mean?
Hey, man, what is that? Hey, look, you know what? Hey, hold that thought. We gonna take a little break, but we gonna come back. Hey, everybody that's watching right now, put in the comments what questions y'all may have for the people here. And ain't nobody cheating, bro. We gotta promote positivity, man. Ain't nobody up here cheating, man. You crazy, man. But we will be right back. So please stay tuned. Like I said, put in the comments some questions you may have, some stuff you may want to say or whatever, to the couple, because we'll have like a little, I guess you can say, Q&A session when we come back. But we'll be back with you guys real soon. All right. And we are back. So, hey, man. Hey, William, we love you too, man. We love you too.
So my sister and her husband, they'll be right back. They just had to put their baby to sleep. We are still at home with children, but they'll be back, so we can go ahead and start, and they'll just flow back in with us.
Yeah, that's what y'all think. No, they back there fighting because of some of the stuff that we done asked already. So that's all that is. We apologize. I'm messing. So let's see what we got here. See if anybody has said anything here.
Well, let's hear what is Will. What is his? He said there's a method to his madness. Now, I think I know where I think I know where he's going, but I also think that can be a dangerous game. That can be a dangerous game, and I think it kind of like I have a friend, one of my line sisters who she's a counselor, or a therapist. She's a doctor, psychologist. And some of the people that she counsels are in like poly relationships, as opposed to just like a monogamous, traditional relationship. And so so I can see that, but I think that could be a dangerous game, and I think it takes the right people. I don't think that's for everybody. But I don't know. You might need to ask Will. Like,
Hey, but you know what? So the thing is with and I know it said William Wiggins, but I call him Junior. And like I said, he's actually gonna be on the podcast here soon with us, which will be
he said, I don't know where he going.
which is gonna be very, very interesting, as you can see already. But yeah, see those type of relationships. I don't know. I mean, because the thing is, especially if somebody is jealous, and then somebody may not be jealous, and then it's just those type of relationships. Yeah, I feel I'm with you on that.
I don't like sharing anything.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I'm the oldest of 4 girls, but still.
Yeah, I get it. But that's cool though, because like I said, hey, as a matter of fact, you guys need to tune in, because the situation or the thing that we're going to talk about, the episode, is going to be more so about, should you stay with your significant other before you're married? That's what it's going to be about. So that's going to be real good. So stay tuned for that. And he said the person who you learn to cheat on is by the product of who the world tries to create.
That's too philosophical, and I have a PhD. I don't know what you're talking about. That's okay. I have to think about that for a minute.
Hey, you got to stump, man. She got to think about it for a minute. She said she'll get back to you. He's talking about some Shaq and let's go. Hey, that dude is a fool for real. Hey, he's a fool. Hey, real quick though. Hey, shout out to TJ. I know y'all heard that nice beat going in the background. Our little be right back thing. Hey, that was all TJ, Mally Mal, coming through with the beats. So we appreciate that, man. Shout out to you, big time. Shacking up. Let's go. That dude was a trip. So we got everybody back now. I see. So y'all finished arguing? Y'all good? hey, Josh, I tried not to, man.
I used that shoe he was talking about.
Oh, you know what? I do see a red mark on top of Josh's head. So you know what? I'll mess it. Nah, that's cool. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So, is there anything that you guys want to say to the people out there at all about your relationship, or any other relationship advice that you would have?
I think if you're going to do this poly relationship, it can't be two Cleas. I would feel real bad for people like Eddie with two Cleas.
Dang. No, see how my sister like did that? See how she just did that to me. But I would have to agree. It takes a special person to deal with me. Okay, a special person. But yeah, no, I would say like sometimes like I know, I feel like a lot of Black families, we have all these superstitions. Oh my God, like
yes,
everything. And if I would have gone by all those superstitions, like there's no way I would have been like married. Like, don't buy the man's shoes or he's gonna walk out your life. Or
Many times I have to slip my feet.
yes, if you sweep your feet or something, or
yes. Yeah.
Listen, yeah. I'm telling you, like it's yeah. And so like we had a traditional relationship from the perspective of we didn't shack up first, like, because that was just, a big thing from our family. Like, if you don't shack up because if you're already living like you're married, like most marriages, the first 2 years of the marriage are like the toughest part of your marriage. So if you kind of are living like you're married before you actually have that obligation, that it can ruin things or whatever before you're in a commitment. But I can see the flip side of that, because then you know what you're getting into, and then like, okay, is this something I can really deal with for the rest of my life? So I definitely see both sides of that. But we were just more traditional. I was in college, and so that's why, I mean, that's probably more of the reason why we dated for so long, is just because I wanted to get that was a milestone that I wanted to be done with before, I wanted to offer something to someone else, right? That was a kind of a must for me. And so we did date for 4 years before we actually got married. But I don't know. I think I kept a lot of people like out of our relationship or whatever. Like it wasn't I didn't go run to my friends every time he did something to make me mad or like whatever. So I didn't have like people in my ear, oh, you should da 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 da. I mean, most of the time people only knew about the good things, right? Like I'm bragging, like, oh girl, got my hair done again today. I didn't tell him about the time like I cussed him out 10 minutes before he gave me the money to get my hair done, but and 10 minutes after probably. But I don't know. I just kept people out because I felt like I don't know, it wasn't necessary, it wasn't required. But I think what we have right now, like the 4 people that you see like right now, like we're always doing things, like I don't know, we're like the travel, I don't know how but we're always together, we're always so it's like a healthy environment, like we keep each other in like a like a healthy environment. My sister and Josh definitely probably can feel sorry for Eddie most of the time.
Everybody feels sorry for me.
So they help balance me. they help balance me, and I would say family for us has been a big part of it. Like we don't have there's not a situation where it's like I can't stand your mom or I can't stand your sister or like you talk to your sister too much, or like I would never separate someone for their family. And I will tell you, if there is a situation where the one person, the male or the female in the relationship or whatever have an issue with the other person's family, like that's something you probably should check. Like I don't think there should be an issue where you're getting married with somebody and you can't stand their family or what. Like to me, that's a weird dynamic for me. And I think there's something flawed one way or the other. Like if the mom can't stand the girlfriend or the boyfriend or whatever, like there may be something to that. And I know that there's family dynamics sometimes where like your husband may have an issue with his own family, and that's different. But if it's just like if my mom would have been like, I don't like Eddie, it's something about him, like I probably would have been like, okay, well let me figure out what that something is, because she just wouldn't not like anybody for no reason. Right. And I think that's unnecessary tension, because for us, like our family, that's who we fall back on. Correct. That's what kind of keeps us strong and kind of grounded. So to not have that, I don't know what that would be like, for us anyway.
Now, within the first 5 minutes of her meeting my mama was taking her out to the club. So I knew
for real.
Like it was like
because he was late.
I was late, but.
So the first time I'm supposed to be meeting his parents, he ain't even there with me. I'm knocking on the door, he ain't there. He don't come for like 3-4 hours. So it's me. I've never met anybody in his family. Me.
That was a test.
Because my grandma took this big old portion of plate, like she put everything on the plate. And then my grandma did her, traditional, telling everybody her stories. Yep. And then, really. And then she was like, yeah, your mama came in and said, oh mama, she don't got time to be listening to all them stories. Clear, let's go. And then she ended up taking her to the club. And I was like, well dang. It was like my mama just came, swooped in, took her to the club.
And he came 5 hours later, y'all. 5 hours later. Just saying.
He just wanted to give you some time so you can
I should have known right then.
Settle in and meet with the folks and whatnot.
But now, I mean, when I first met her folks, I got called the wrong name.
Oh God, yes, that's true.
And I just looked at her, I was like,
My
that ain't
mom,
my name.
my mom
But it
will
was
call
funny.
him.
I laughed at it though. It was funny.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I know you're not him because you're nothing like him." I'm like, "Well, that don't make me look any better." Like, ooh, hell.
But the one thing that I will say that keeps a marriage strong is when you have loving in-laws. Like, you
Facts.
know, like I realized that the more that my mom and like the more that I hung around like my wife and stuff like that, that she was like my mom, like in a lot of ways. And I mean,
We have
they
a
even go to
coalition.
casino together.
We have a
And they
coalition to keep
still
them
have
together.
the same, they got like the same little, like these casino rules, like if the machine is loud and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, y'all like two peas in the pod. But when her and my mama get together, like watch out world, really.
It's a wrap.
Here we come.
Y'all turning up, huh?
Oh yes. I just
Every
sit
time.
back.
Every time.
I just sit back and just shake my head like y'all are crazy.
So much fun.
But I love it though because you know, I mean, I love my mom to death, and the fact that you
He's your mama's
know
boy.
my mom, you know, loves her just like her own, and she loves my mom, it just makes it easier. Because if, like, I always had this rule: if I had a female in my life and her and my mom didn't get together, then it's not gonna really work. So,
That's facts, man. No, I agree with that 100%.
just like I said earlier, once my mom and my grandma gave the okay, that was enough said. So, I was, yeah. But you know, look now, 18 years later.
18 years later, man.
And I haven't killed him yet, so we're good.
I'm invincible.
Close.
He's worked on his dodging skills. That's a bob and weave.
He's not a bob and weave. He done missed a couple of shoe boxes.
Yeah.
Bad aim, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I actually wanted to piggyback on what she said
Uh-huh.
earlier because we actually did live together first. So, and opposite of her, this is probably where we come in opposite. I did share a lot with my close friends. So they probably know a lot more about Josh than he would probably like. But so I did, but that was my like relief. I needed someone, and I didn't necessarily want to, not that I ever painted him as a bad person, but I definitely wouldn't want to paint that for my mom or for my sister, like for my family. So my friends, of course, they know good, bad, whatever. So, oh, and ugly, yes, yeah, 3 times.
Because I don't think Josh can do no wrong. So he
He don't look like he can. He don't look like he can at all,
I'm
man.
trying to raise his voice.
Josh does
Right.
no wrong in my book, so we're good.
So I think, but that was challenging for both of us to live together first because we did come from you shouldn't live together before you get married. But it was so much cheaper. And I didn't want to live at home anymore. So it worked out that we could live together.
So question for you now, do you think, since I'm glad you said that, since y'all live together, if you did not live together, do you think y'all would have worked out?
He probably wouldn't be used to me laying my shoes around. But since he knew that going in, well, I had to make you believe that I didn't do that. I think so. I mean, I don't think there's anything that we really do that is like super annoying that we're like just discovering. So I think it did help as far as like getting to know each other. We had our own space and it wasn't like I gotta drive 20 minutes to your house, and like so it was just easier to live together and
Fair
cheaper.
enough.
Much
Fair enough.
I think I would have lived with him first, so I could have trained him a little bit better.
Oh God, here we go. Here we go.
I would have had a little bit longer to train him up. So I think if I had to change something, it's a little bit difficult because I was, in college and I had a full ride, so I was on campus anyway.
Mhm.
So like I would have had to basically spend money to do that. I would have had to give that up. And actually, Eddie and I lived in two different states. We had a long distance relationship. He
Yeah.
was all the way in Florida,
Yep.
and I was in North Carolina. And so, so there were times where we were together for weeks at a time or whatever. So it wasn't, so really it was just circumstance. It wasn't necessarily a choice per se because he was active duty. So he had to be in Florida, and I wasn't gonna leave the full scholarship that I had to go and live with him. So it was kind of just like our circumstance. It wasn't like we made this vow like we're not gonna live. We didn't do that, but we did say, okay, hey, when we get married, we're living together. I did not want to get married and then still have a long distance married relationship. Yeah. So he did make the sacrifice at that point to go, in the reserves or whatever, and then come up to North Carolina so that we could live together. But I do think there's some value added in kind of living with that person, first, because that's a lot to go from you only get a snapshot. If you only see somebody on the weekend or you only see somebody for a weekend time, there's a lot of things that can be concealed that you have no idea. And then when you have to spend every waking moment, which is why I think some people struggled during COVID, right? Because it's like, oh crap, I got to be with you. Man. I have nowhere to go. I have no escape. And so I think there is some value added, honestly, in kind of getting to know each other together, growing together, before you make the commitment to go, all right, this is a thing, right? We're gonna make this a thing, and we're gonna stay committed. So I do think it's I do definitely think that it's value added, but yeah, I mean, it was just our circumstance.
In both.
Yeah. It is. It definitely has been. It kept things new and fresh for us. Every time we saw each other, it was like, oh, okay, this is good. But I did know from the beginning. I did know. Every time I went to Florida, I had to clean up his place before I could go sleep. So I knew that so I knew he wasn't the perfect housekeeper. And we would do things like pop up on each other, right? So if you was living a double life that you didn't tell nobody about, you was gonna get discovered. Because I have literally drove from Fayetteville, North Carolina to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and he didn't know I was there until I knocked on his door.
Sheesh.
That sounds crazy.
That's that crazy stuff.
He did that to me because I did it to her.
He did the same thing.
So both of y'all crazy.
Two peas in a pod.
It's legit.
Yep.
Well,
it wasn't. We were just trying to surprise each other. Like, hey, we have a long. Yeah, it was like we had a long. Like, as a matter of fact, the one time I did that to him, they were calling for snow in North Carolina. So I knew if it was snowing in North Carolina, everything was going to be shut down. Yeah. So like literally that morning, I got up and I saw 2 snowflakes and I hopped on the road. What I didn't know is that it had already started snowing in Charlotte before it started snowing in Fayetteville. So by the time I got to Charlotte, the highways were covered. And I was like, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't drive down to Florida. Maybe I should go to my mom's house because that's where she lived. But the exit was blocked. I couldn't get off at the exit to even go home. So I ain't had no choice but to stay the course. So I had left so early that he was asleep. So by the time I got to the place, he'd be like, why does it sound like you're in your car? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get something to eat, or whatever. And whatever. I mean, so I guess you can say I lied to him. Technically, yeah. I mean, I did go get something to eat. That's just, but when I showed up, like, he was happy to see me. And, so legit, if we had some alternate lifestyles, we would have found out real quick. That's true. Real quick.
I'd like to piggyback on something Clea mentioned earlier too. Sorry, I changed the subject a little bit, but she had mentioned like not letting poison into your relationship.
Correct.
And I think that's not only by people that are close to you, but also society in general. You mentioned the superstitions, but society, may point you away from somebody because it's not right for, they're from the other side of the tracks.
Yep.
But you can't let society do that. You know, if you're meant to be with that person and you enjoy every second that you're with them, then you just can't let society do that. Especially in the environment that we live in today.
Facts, man.
We've come a long way, of course, but there's still things that we can improve on as society. And I think that growing together and not letting other people choose for you what's right and wrong, choosing for yourself, I think is an important thing to a relationship with your spouse. So.
That's very true, man. No, that's good, because that is true. You do, like you said, family can sometimes mess up a relationship, because you could always have that one person in the family that always want to be in your relationship. I see it so many times, and I don't understand how the other person go along with it, but it is what it is. That's their relationship. I try not to get in other people's business. But no, also like you said, society, because especially with the way that stuff is right now, especially when it comes to interracial relations, like relationships and stuff like that. Like that's it's tough because society right now, the way that things are going, it seems like it's taking a turn and it's going backwards, and it's just crazy. So having a strong relationship, having a strong foundation, being strong mentally as well, like you said, yeah, it'll definitely help you guys out, or anybody else that may be in that situation or just getting into a situation like that. You have to be strong mentally, because people will throw curveballs at you and say stuff and call you names and stuff like that. I've seen it before. I've been there before, so it can happen. But yeah, I mean, it seemed like everybody's doing good. My man Josh is sitting back there so cool though, man. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, like, man, how to be that cool, man. My man, I like Josh, man. Of course I like all y'all, but my man Josh he's just so chill. Josh be like, yeah, it is what it is. I just sit back, I do this. That's what's up, man.
I just like to say I was glad that Josh came in the family because for a long time we used to have these vacations.
Okay.
And I would be the only guy besides my two boys. And then you had her and her, her three siblings, and then, grandma and mama, and all of us would go to like Disney World, and I'm like, I'm the only guy.
Yep.
And then when Josh came along, I was like, yes. and it got to the point where, like, when we find out when we're going to, when we would go on a vacation, it'll come to the point where me and Josh was like, we'll call each other. We'd be like, are you going? Because if you ain't going, I ain't going. So we both ended up going, and I was like, okay, I finally got somebody with me. I was like, yes, now I got somebody, top that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was happy about that.
No, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. It seems like you guys have a very good relationship. Like everybody loves everybody. Everybody, like you said, it's a travel team. You guys always travel together and stuff like that. And that's good. I think you need that. And also what I think a lot of people don't realize, what I think that you need in any type of situation like that, you can't be afraid to call the other one out if it's something wrong or not
they
right.
They call me out all the time.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's good though, because you'll get a lot of people, I guess you call them like yes men, that are just sitting there and like, oh no, that's fine. Yeah, you did good. No, that looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need that. You need somebody that is willing to call you out, because at the end of the day, it's gonna make you guys stronger. So I commend y'all, man. It's a cool group. Y'all, all of y'all are cool. Ain't cool as Josh, but y'all are cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it's cool. I really think that we should all get back up here again in the future, and definitely do something like this, or we can talk about something else, because I think you guys have a lot of knowledge, as can seem. I know, Bird, I know she has a lot of knowledge. She displays it on every podcast. But no, it's all good. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all have anything else for the viewers before we go ahead and let everybody, because I know everybody got to go to work tomorrow. It's getting late. Yeah, so I know everybody.
I just appreciate everybody, whoever was watching out there. I appreciate everything. Definitely watch Bird and the Tree podcast. It's where it's at.
Appreciate that.
He had to say that. I paid him.
Oh, you paid him to say that? Cool.
Play regularly on my
That's not. That's not true.
Anybody else?
All good.
Oh, good. Hey, appreciate you, Mama. I seen you just said great dialogue. Appreciate that. And Mama, I had to get you up here one of these days. But I don't know. You might cut up a little bit. You might tell all my business. So I don't know.
Please, Mom.
I might. I don't know about that.
We will get you on here. Yes.
Hey, appreciate that, Junior. I see random thought. If you ain't first, you last.
Did he beat you too?
He beat. He beat me to it because he know I'm sure about to say something before we get off.
I know you are. I'm ready.
No. But what I do want to say is this: make sure everybody that's out there watching episode 3, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Part 1 is out on all platforms. So pretty much, especially if you have Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. Of course, here on Facebook, you can watch the whole thing or listen to the whole thing. Also, be on the lookout next Wednesday or this upcoming Wednesday for episode 3, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Part 2. That's going to be coming out this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And before we get off this thing here, I want to leave you guys with some words.
Something dumb.
For real? If you are in the ocean without a life jacket and you can't swim, you just dumb. That's all it is to it. Hey, y'all take care of yourselves. Y'all be easy. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned. We got some more good stuff coming. Y'all take care.
Thank you.